So you guys know over the past few weeks I've been talking about a new monster fish order that I'm putting in, and a lot of these fish are going to go in the 2,000 gallon aquarium here. Problem with this order though, one, it's the holiday season, meaning it's difficult to find cargo space on the planes right now. Two, it's ridiculously cold out, meaning that a lot of these wholesalers are not going to be able to guarantee a live arrival. So one, we can't even find place on a plane to put these fish, several boxes. Two, I'm probably going to end up with a box of dead fish, which for obvious reasons we don't want any harm coming to fish, and second, it would just be a waste of money. So I'm going to have to push aside that order temporarily. However, something else recently came up. You guys know that I've been coming to One Fish, Two Fish, my local fish store here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. About an hour away from me, I'm actually in Truro. But you guys know every time I come here, I can't help but check out the Asian Arowana that he has in stock. Now you guys always tell me you should get another one, or you should get all three. These guys are really expensive, and there's a bit of a problem though. Multiple Arowana in the same aquarium, Asian Arowana in fact, can pose a bit of a problem. First and foremost, if I only added one Asian Arowana to the aquarium, like many of you have been requesting, like, hey Joey, you should get one of those Arowana. If I just had two in this 2,000 gallon tank, chances are they're probably just going to fight. There's a chance they won't, but there's a chance they will. And with big fish that are really expensive, you kind of don't want that happening. But what if I added three to the aquarium, meaning my existing one plus two? Well, the odds of them fighting lessen. What if I add four to the aquarium? Well, the odds of that even lessen even more. Now, I'm always going to have a couple of torn fins. I'll always have the odd missing scale because they will fight, just like all big fish. A lot of big fish will fight. However, it kind of needs to be said that when you look at an Asian Arowana community aquarium, two things are going on. A lot of Asian Arowana are jam-packed into the tank, and it's typically a smaller aquarium. This keeps them closer together, and the number of Arowana diffuses the aggression. With that said, you typically see a picture-perfect moment where the tank looks beautiful, but you don't see everything building up to it or everything before it or after it. You know, all of the minor details. That's where I come in, and I bring you along for my hobby every step of the way. My hobby at times feels like it's under a microscope, which isn't a bad thing, but the saying goes, people don't like what they don't understand. So what I'm going to do is try and attempt at an Asian Arowana community in this tank. We're going to have eventually 4 Asian Arowana and 5 freshwater stingrays, almost completely stocking this 2,000 gallon aquarium. Will it work? Will there be bumps in the road along the ways? Will there be minor fights? Will it get along perfectly? I don't know, but nobody's going to be able to predict that, and I'm excited to see what happens. I feel pretty positive about it, and if you guys don't know me by now, if I have a fish, I'm going to be able to rehouse it. I have multiple big tanks here. Worst case scenario, there's no big tanks in the house. I could probably build a really big one and toss some Arowana in there. Whatever the case might be, let's just get these Arowana, take advantage of this opportunity, and we'll go from there. You know, the interesting thing about these guys is I went live from this store a little while ago on Facebook, and Jeff was like, I'll give anybody $500 off every fish, any one of these fish, plus free shipping Canada-wide, and nobody took advantage of it. Guys, I did my best to try to get somebody to get these out of my eyesight and out of my way before I bought them, but this is your fault. So let's take a closer look at what we actually have available. Up top we have a Merlion Ultimate Blood Red Asian Arowana. Doesn't look that great under the blue lighting, however, you guys already know this is the type I already have in the 2000. One problem with this fish. If we take a look at its eye right here, it has drop eye on its right side. Watch him turn, notice that he doesn't have it on the left side of him. Now, drop eye isn't entirely common in Asian Arowana, but it can happen. The weird thing about it is nobody knows why it happens in the first place. You see, it could happen due to a number of factors. One being water quality, another being diet. Maybe we're feeding too many fatty foods and fat deposits develop behind the eye and kind of push it out. Perhaps we have too many bottom dwellers, or we're offering sinking food and the Asian Arowana has to look down too much. And so forth. I mean, there's so many guesses you could take at this as to why it happens, but Asian Arowana typically never get drop eye, and that's a huge benefit to having them. Silver Arowana, extremely common. Black Arowana, it doesn't happen so often, but it can. Australian and Jardini arowanas, it can happen with those, but with Asian arowana, it's typically less common, so this concerns me to an extent. I have two options. One, I can leave him alone in the 2000 and see how he's going to act. Perhaps over time it corrects itself. Chances are it won't. So I'll be forced to either leave it alone and forever have an arowana that has that defect, or wait till he gains some size and can withstand an operation, and I can correct it myself. Ultimately though, he's a great looking Asian arowana. I'd be happy to have him in my tank. My favorite of the three is actually this Panda Crossback Supreme Asian arowana. Now, I've had a Panda Gold before, which is very similar to this guy, although when it comes to Asian arowana, we can see the gold barring on the side around the scales here. If we count from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 level shine is basically its back. Panda Gold's, the one I had before, only got 4th and maybe a little bit of 5th level shine, where this guy is going to have it completely cover his back. Makes it a better looking arowana in my opinion, but it also increases the price substantially. Ultimately though, this is another great Asian arowana. Fantastic looking. Doesn't really have any defects, so he's going to go good in the 2000 for sure, especially under better lighting. Then we have the Emerald Snakeskin arowana below. Now this guy is going to look pretty dull in comparison to the other two, but this one is the most special of the three. Why? This is an Inscriptus. This arowana was only described in 2012. It's a new species of Asian arowana. Absolutely stunning as an adult. See, what's going to happen is you can't really see it right now, but it's called, its common name is a snakeskin. So it's going to get all kinds of scribble marks and designs all throughout its gill plate, as well as its side scales as well, which we can't see right now because he's just a juvenile still. But as he grows, it's going to look absolutely amazing. I've never seen one in person besides here, so I'm excited to see what he's going to look like. Only defect we have here is we've looked at his tail, and he's missing half of it. It looks to be growing back successfully, but if it doesn't, again, we can trim that off easily. I've shown you guys how I do that before. The only operation I'd be concerned with is the red, correcting that drop eye. It can be done, I am capable of it, but I'd like to see him be a little bit bigger in order to withstand, being knocked unconscious for a short while and withstanding the medications and whatnot, as opposed to being so small, but we'll see what happens. Now, just a little disclaimer here, I am buying these, I am paying for these, but I am getting a really good deal. Reason being is quite simple. Jeff is going to start distributing Asian arowana Canada-wide and offer free shipping, which is amazing. I'll leave a link to his website in the description below, so any of those people in Canada, not in the United States, unfortunately, Asian arowana are illegal in the United States, but if you are in Canada and you are looking for an Asian arowana and you want to get free shipping, which is like $120, $140 usually, check out his website, see what he can get in for you. So here's the plan. I'm going to, I picked up 3 buckets or Rubbermaid totes to transport the fish home in. I'm going to drain enough tank water into each one, maybe fill it about 1/3 of the way, and then net a fish into each bucket. Now these buckets are going to hold the fish in, they're not going to be able to burst through the bag, it's going to maintain temperature longer, as well as it's blacked out so it's not going to make them panic. I'm going to use a relatively large sized net. I don't have a bag big enough to net them or let them swim into the bag. That tends to be a lot easier and less stressful on the fish, but this big net should work. 2 things I need to be concerned about. One is when netting Asian arowana, a lot of times you can break their tails off. It will grow back, but it's almost like a gecko shedding their tail. Second thing is these guys are jumpers. They don't want to be caught and they don't want to be put in containers. So you're going to have to be careful. We got them. Now it's parts about keeping him in here. This is really difficult to work with. One thing to get him in the net. It's another thing. He's gonna have to. So he's gonna be okay in there. Just enough water to cover his body. It's a short ride home. Well, about an hour to get home, but this is gonna be in a heated vehicle, so he's gonna be fine in there. Now, 2 more times. Now let's get the one down low. Since there's very little room to work around in there, I find that I'm gonna have to scoop them, bend the net in like this so they can't get out, leaving a little pouch to get him out. So far it's working well, but I'm probably gonna damage their net. So that one was successful. He's fine. This is going to be tough. So he's not as happy as the others. I'm going to give him a little bit more water, but he's all clear. He's going to be fine. So that makes 3. Now, the reason why there's only a little bit of water in there is a simple reason. It's so they can't jump, or it's more difficult for them to jump, which is going to come in handy on the travels home. So they're ready to go. Let's get them home. Okay, we are home. I want to add the Asian Arowana into the aquariums, but we can't do so right away. The first thing we need to do is acclimate each Arowana to the temperature of the aquarium. And because they are in totes, I'll have to take some water out, a cup at a time, adding it into the tank. This could take a half hour or so until I match the temperatures of both aquariums. Then we can add them directly into the 2000. But wait a minute, you can't just take a fish from one source and add it into your established aquarium. You need to quarantine them, put them in a hospital tank, and monitor them for several weeks. That's the benefit over these Asian Arowana, is they were housed in individual aquariums on standalone filtration, no cross-contamination, and they've been like that for months. Basically, the quarantine process for me is already over, so I can feel safe with adding them directly to the tank. So this is gonna take me about a half hour. It's already 5:30 at night. I haven't uploaded this video today. Today is Thursday. You guys are gonna see this in a matter of minutes. I'm gonna have to cut the video off here. I'm gonna edit it. I'll upload what it is. We're gonna make this into a 2-part. Bonus is I'm going to upload adding the fish to the 2000 and seeing how they act in tomorrow's video. So you guys will get a bonus upload, which isn't really a bonus because I did miss Tuesday's video. And I wanted to say something very specific is the only time I take a break from holidays or from videos is when I'm sick to the point where I simply can't make a video, or I was getting married, I missed a video on there, or it's the holidays. Historically, I used to take a week or 2 off from making videos completely during the Christmas holidays. And this season's not going to be any different, although I am making 3 videos a week when previously I was only making 1 video a week. So I'm working 3 times harder in making these videos, and the likelihood of missing one is certainly going to be high. With that said, you're getting a video today, you're gonna get one tomorrow, and you're gonna get a very special one on Christmas Eve, which is this coming Sunday. I'm really excited about that. I think I'll post a teaser photo of exactly what I'm doing on Sunday on my Instagram account. I think I'll post it tomorrow or Saturday, so if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. All right, I gotta eat, I gotta acclimate these fish. Of course, I gotta edit video, it's a busy day, guys, and I hope that you guys are also trying to find balance during the holiday season like I'm trying to with my hobby, my channel, as well as my family. If not, it's not too late to go spend time with your family. Just do your water changes and forget everything. Hope you enjoyed today's video, but if you guys join me tomorrow, we're gonna add the fish to the tank.